Hey, YouTube world, happy new day. Welcome to Everything Melly Mel, and I'm back with another story time. This story time has been requested of me by a few of my subscribers. And I've definitely been procrastinating with this story time because it's just so much. And I don't really know where to start, but we're just going to dive right into the part where I met the father of my three oldest children. All right. So when I met him, I was on the run from foster care, straight AWOL. When I met him, I clicked with him. Conversations were completely different. And that's what drew me to him. The conversations were so deep. I was learning so much more from having conversations with this person than I was from hanging out with the regular people I was hanging out with on a daily basis. I felt like there was some type of growth that I can get from conversing with this person. So eventually I kind of started going to chill with him a little bit more, smoke, chill, conversate. And he has two older children. So he asked me to start babysitting his children for when he leaves and go to work. So I started babysitting his kids. At the time they were like 9 and 10. So I started babysitting his kids or whatever. And from there we kind of clicked and it was what it was. Okay. I did not find out that he was 13 years older than me until 2.5 months into us dealing, right? Now, mind you, I was on a run for foster care. I was 16, just getting ready to turn 17. I was a very angry kid. I was always getting myself in trouble, yo. Talk about beatings. But I do believe that I was so troubled because I was missing my mom. Unfortunately, she was not able to be in the beginning parts of my life because she had things that she needed to fight herself. And at the time, I couldn't understand it and I didn't know why. So I was angry. And this guy kind of took me in and showed me love and taught me different things that I didn't know about. So that just drew me to him. And, again, after us dealing for a while, maybe 2 to 3 years of us into this thing, getting into it, I ended up getting pregnant with Eula. Now, mind you, because I was on the run from foster care when I met him, I was not in contact with my family at all, right? I wasn't in contact with them. But once I got pregnant with Eula and it was growing close to the time to have her, I wanted my father and my grandmother and my sisters, I wanted people to know her. I wanted her to know that she had a grandma, a granddad, stuff like that. But around that time is when the father of my three oldest children started really showing who he was as far as the control and him not wanting me to live my life for real. He had a problem with me going to see my family. He had a problem with me going to get a job. He had a problem with me wanting to go to school. There was a problem in every little thing. And again, he was very controlling to where it got to the point that even when it came to cooking food for the kids, he would fuss me out. Say if I felt like I made waffles one morning and the next morning I want to make waffles again, I would get cursed out for that. So it got to a point to where every decision that I made was based upon how he felt. And the only time he let me go around my family for real is if they were giving me money or something to help him. So it was a very controlled situation. He definitely talked down on me a great amount of the time. And I knew that I no longer wanted to be with him. That's why the time we had Ethan, we had Aya. Within the course of these years, yes, there was still things going on as far as him just not allowing me to live and go to be myself and get to learn myself or any of those things. He just wanted me in the house taking care of my kids. He didn't even like us going to the park. It would be a fight. And if we did make it to the park, we'll be at the park for 5-10 minutes and then that was it. Okay. I watched this man stunt the growth of his two older children. Not allowing them to, again, get to know themselves, not allowing them to go on certain school trips or college tours or things like that. I watched him kind of in a sense, steal his kids' joy. Yeah, she stepped on a toy. So I knew from observing everything that I'm look, I don't want Eula, Ethan, or Aya, stop. I don't want Eula, Ethan, or Aya to go through what their older siblings went through with their dad, as far as him not allowing them to live and grow and experience. He was literally sucking the joy out of everyone that was in the house with him. So I just knew I no longer wanted to be there. And I just didn't know how I was going to get out of it. But somehow, Mr. King the Lyric, when he was about 15 to 16, his dad would like travel back and forth to New York to go visit his grandma. And he would bring King the Lyric with him. So when King Lyric would come to New York, he always found a way to stop by my house to come and see me. And that's one thing the father of my children did not like, was when people popped up unexpectedly. He did not like last minute things, nothing. Whenever King Lyric popped up, it was a problem. But he would make the problem known to me in secret. And then when we get around King Lyric, he's acting like everything is fine. But then he will pull me into secret, into a room, and tell me, oh, I don't like this shit. Why he all popping up here? You better hurry up and make him leave. So now I feel conflicted because he got me to the side in this room telling me all this stuff. And then once I leave that room, he will walk out and go laugh and joke with King Lyric like he ain't just tell me that he don't want him in the house. And then I have to kind of like readjust and somehow finagle the situation to where I have Big Mark come and pick up King Lyric, just to avoid the stuff. But Mr. King the Lyric, being as persistent as he is, and he goes super hard, he was asking if he can come stay with us for a summer. And the father of my children, being who he is, always trying to make himself look good on the outside, said that yes, King Lyric can come and stay with us for a summer. So this summer came about, right? And King Lyric came down to New York. He came from Virginia, came to New York to come and spend time with me and my family for the summertime. It didn't even take 2 days, and there were already issues. Because once Lyric got there, he wanted to go outside. He wanted to go see my grandma and he didn't want to stay cooped up in the house. So Lyric started to change the dynamic of the household, as far as how we would sit in the house and not do nothing and not go nowhere and just be in the house, and black curtains on the damn windows, and it's dark in the house but it's daylight outside type situation. He felt some type of way that Mr. Lyric was messing up the dynamic that he was causing. By Lyric being there, it was causing for me and the kids to have to go outside and do things and experience, and he didn't like that. So what he did was he went behind my back and called my mom and tried to present to my mom that Lyric was in New York causing trouble, starting with people. But he wasn't. And my mom kind of believed it for a second until I told her everything that was going on, and that he was being manipulative and just trying to get Mark to leave because he don't like the fact that we're going outside more and we're enjoying our lives a little more, right? So once I told my mom everything, she was like, look, I don't want my son in the middle of this stuff. So I'm going to buy him a ticket. I need him to just come back home, So we like, okay. So I was so frustrated with the fact that my brother was only in New York with us for like 2 weeks. And my baby father was able to mess up the whole situation, and my brother had to leave. And I wanted to spend time with him. Mind you, I did not grow up with Lyric. Me and Lyric didn't grow up together. So the times that he would pop up on me, it was always special because I knew I had a little brother, but I never really had the chances to interact with him as much. So when he came to stay for that summer, and then my baby father messed it all up, and he had to go back, and it was only 2 weeks into him being there, I was very angry. So the morning of the day that he had to leave and get back on the bus, I woke up and I went into the kitchen, and my baby father's in the kitchen cooking. And I told him, I'm like, I know what you did, and I know you're trying to make my brother go just because you don't want him here, because we're choosing, or we're getting a chance to go outside and live and be happy and smile. And I told him, I was like, look, if my brother can't stay here for the summertime, me, Eula, Ethan, and I are going to go to Virginia and spend the summer with my mom. And when I said that to him, he blew up. He straight snapped. Like, nah, bitch, fuck out of here. Nah, you ain't doing that. You ain't taking my kids to no fucking Virginia. Stay with your crackhead ass mama, using my mom's past against her. And I'm just like, yo, that shit is crazy. It's not fair. So there was like a cup of juice sitting on the thing. And when he told me no, I took the juice and I threw it on him. And when I threw the juice on him, he swung and he just kind of like punched me in the back of my head, and I knelt down or whatever. And he gestured his foot as if he was about to try to kick me in the face, but something stopped him. And once I seen that he stopped himself from kicking me, I got up and I went to the back. I told Lyric, I said, look, we leaving. I went to Eula, Ethan, and I said, look, y'all, mommy can't stay here and live with daddy no more. We have to go. So I started packing the bags. Mind you, my baby father has his two older children of his own. Be careful. He has 2 older children of his own. And his older children are like trying to defend me so I can get my stuff and get out the door, but he fussing with them, and he's trying to come at Lyric like he's gonna fight him. Lyric got his PlayStation, like, listen, nigga, come closer to me and I will smack you with this. You know, like, it was so much to get out of that house, but we got out of the house. And I had like so many bags on my shoulders. Like, I had two book bags on, and I took the other strap bags and like put one here, one here, one here, one here. I had like a big jogging stroller that Io was in at the time. When I left out that house and he slammed that door and he locked it, all I could do was pray. And I'm praying and I'm praying. Lyric was carrying the other kids down the steps, but I'm praying by that front door, and I'm like, Lord, I don't know what's about to happen, where I'm about to go. I feel lost and confused and hurt. I just don't know, but please guide me every step of the way. I prayed that prayer, and I carried that stroller down the steps with all of them bags on my shoulders, and I walked the 4 blocks down from the house that I was living in with him, back down to the projects that I grew up in. I called my dad. My dad brought the tickets for me and my kids, and we all got on the bus that night, and we made our way to Virginia. But on that bus ride, I was freaking out. Like, one minute I was extremely happy, like, yay, I'm free. I get to live my life. I don't have to, think about what he wants first. But then I will have another feeling like, oh my God, no, God is going to punish me. No, my kids need to have both of their parents. No, I was feeling so conflicted. I was fighting myself back and forth. I wasn't eating nothing. But throughout that whole bus ride, Lyric was right there with me. And he made sure I ate when I didn't want to eat. He made sure I drank when he knew I needed to drink. He made sure I tried to close my eyes and take a little nap when I needed it the most. Like, he was there with me through that whole transition, and it was tough. And even after even after getting off that bus and being in Virginia and feeling the new air and the atmosphere and the different energy, I was still feeling so conflicted inside and so lost and so confused because I did not know how to think for myself. I didn't. Every thought that was in my mind was based upon how he was going to feel if I made a certain move. So I had to learn, once I got here, I had to learn how to think for myself. I had to learn how to go grocery shopping the way that I wanted to. Because anytime that I would go food shopping with him, he would, criticize or talk about everything that I would pick up. But then when I wouldn't pick up something, it would be a problem that I didn't pick up nothing. So I always felt mad conflict. I always felt crazy around this person. He was really stunting my growth. But once I got to Virginia, I had to learn how to think for myself. I got my first job. I never had a job before. I had got my first job out here in Virginia. When I also got my license and I learned how to drive. I started doing things for me. But there were still so many lessons to be learned. And now I am here where I am right now. When I got to Virginia, I did not think that I was going to have 3 more children. It was 3 years into me being in Virginia that I met the father of my 3 youngest children. And y'all already know that story time. But when I came here to Virginia, I came here to get to know me. And I fell off of that course of wanting to know me and grow with me. I fell off of that course because there was so much of life happening, so many things that I was finding out that was hurting me finding out truths about myself, all kind of stuff. I got lost in the sauce. But after everything that happened when I got arrested last year on June 18th, that definitely transformed a lot for me. And I was able to start, it transformed a lot for me because I lost everything. This place that I'm staying in is not my home. I'm staying in my children's grandmother's grandparents' house. I am, you know, and I'm starting over again. But it's okay. You know why? Because I have power moves and gratitude. And I'm choosing to move within my own unique power, backed by an abundance of gratitude. I've always wanted to share my life with me and my kids, even before the three new ones came. I always wanted to share my life with my kids. And now I'm finally staying consistent. I'm finally really doing it. So I appreciate everyone that stayed through to the end of the video. God knows, like I said, when I left New York, I did not think I was going to have 6 children. I did not think I was about to have 3 more children and have a total of 6. Didn't. But once all of that happened, I'm like, yo, it's really time to share my life. I know that I have some situations and some stories that can definitely help another person. But being in a relationship with a man that is 13 years older than you, it's not a good look. And I was definitely lost and confused and just out there at the time because I was on a run from my foster home. So I'm like, if you're a single mom, and not even just a single mom, if you're a single dad, an auntie, an uncle, a grandparent, whoever you are that is you're choosing to care and guide for a tiny human or a mid-sized human, make sure you love on them right. Make sure you give them the love and the attention that they need so they don't end up falling in the trap of being in a relationship with a man that is 13 years older than them, having 3 children, not knowing how to think for themselves. Make sure you are loving on your tiny folk. Make sure you are guiding your tiny folk. It's too many hurt adults out here because they did not have the proper love and comfort from their guardians, right? Mama! And I fell into that situation because, again, I was lost. I was on the run from foster care. My grandmother signed me into foster care. My mother was not in my life. My dad was always busy. I was lost and confused, and it caused me to end up in a situation with a man that was 13 years older than me having 3 children by him, me having to leave New York, my home, to come out here to Virginia and start all over again. But God knows what he's doing, and everything happens in divine timing. But I am grateful for the journey, and I am grateful for all of the lessons that were learned in this journey, because trust and believe, I definitely learned a lot. I learned a lot about myself. I learned a lot about what I should do, what I shouldn't do, how I should respond, how I shouldn't respond. And it's a powerful journey, sure, Julie. Are y'all done playing? You want her to come outside? So now I'm here, a single mom of 6 children, making a way out of no way. And last year I lost everything, and now I am rebuilding. And this time I'm going to stay consistent when it comes to posting and sharing. I'm grateful. Thank you for staying to the end. This is definitely a tough video because I don't like to talk about my pain. I'd rather just laugh and have fun. But I know in order for you guys to really get to know me, I have to be vulnerable. So I'm sharing. And again, I appreciate you for staying all the way through to the end. And don't forget, man, remember, if you're a single mom, not even just a single mom, a single dad, an auntie, an uncle, a grandma, anybody dealing or taking care of the tiny folk, the mid-sized folk, listen, tap in. We can grow with each other. We can learn from each other, from each other's experiences. I just want to grow a tribe. I want people to start seeing their unique power. I want people to start understanding that gratitude is really the fuel. The fuel to keep you going despite any situation that you're in. Because if you can be grateful for any little thing in any little situation, despite the chaos around it, it's a flex. So yeah, make sure y'all keep tapping in. Come join the family. Let's do this. Let's grow. Let's vibe. Let's thrive. Let's succeed. Let's do all of this together. Come along for the chaos. Come along for the love, the laughter, the everything that I have to offer. Trust me, because I have a lot to offer. And I have a lot to teach. And I have a hell of a lot to learn, right? So come on, tap in. Tap in, y'all. I definitely appreciate it. And don't forget, power moves in gratitude, yo. Move within your own unique power, backed by an abundance of gratitude. Y'all stay great. And don't forget, when you go out in that world, man, you amaze yourself.